yeah, it's going, as far as I know, it's going to be an elf mirror. They are currently sitting at 1484 and 1394 MMR. And yeah, it's a Group H match. Grinchy's been grinding quite a lot this season, getting his games in. He really wants to perform well this season. And I did end up giving him the star this week for being a slight favorite. I believe both the fact that he's grinding a bunch and that his MMR is currently higher bodes well for him, but I believe Mage is also considered to be pretty strong, so we could have some close matches. Yeah, they should be starting soon, and game 1 is going to be Tidehunters. Yeah, here we go. And hopefully Booster is active. Okay, in the top left we have our green Night Elf, ThaGrinchy. Looks like, based on his altar position, he's probably going to try creeping this first, which I think is definitely a decent camp to go for. And at the bottom right, we have our pink Night Elf. It is Mage. And he as well looks like to be going for the same camp. But we have a huge difference here, and that's that he is going for a Tavern Hero build. There is no altar currently. And this could be an interesting game. I am not sure which hero he's going to go for. I know sometimes people go for Naga first, but that's more so if they are planning to be aggressive or pressure right away, potentially against like a difficult first camp, for instance. Yeah, we do see Priestess from Grinchy. And the question is he going to go one archer into hunts? Or is he just going to do a mass archers and push type strategy? Will he be expanding? Will he tech tier 2 and go dryads? Priestess definitely very versatile, yet at the same time, you know the army is typically going to be composed of mainly ranged units. So usually you won't see much in the way of bears. Every now and then you will see MGs just to tank a little bit for the ranged army, but we shall see. And yeah, if Grinchy is paying attention there, you will see that the altar is not finished. He might have been concentrating on his AOW. Sometimes the elf will be busy with this and have to check their base after having scouted. So like he might be looking right now to see what's going on. And yeah, we do actually see the Pit Lord. That was, I don't think I got to saying it, but that is definitely the other option besides Naga. I do think since he was not planning to be aggressive off the start, that this is probably the right choice in going for Pit Lord if you're just going to creep. And Pit Lord is the type of hero that in this matchup essentially puts a clock on the opponent. You really want to finish the game before the Pit Lord gets too high level, because if the Pit Lord reaches, starts reaching 3, 4, 5, particularly level 5, you run into a lot of problems with your ground army because of how quickly Cleave can just take out your entire army by itself. For Grinchy, the best play against Pit Lord, I'm not sure if he knows it, but generally you want a Naga and you want to pressure at tier 2. Naga is good for pressuring at tier 2, and Naga is good for slowing the Pit Lord so that he cannot attack as much. I guess I guess Keeper can also work decent, but because of Abolish and Dryads, sometimes it can lose quite a bit of its effectiveness, whereas Naga's Frost Arrow will always be pretty solid against him. Looks like Grinchy is teching tier 2, so we will likely see a second hero Naga or possibly a Keeper, and just single Ancient of War into likely Mass Dryads. The question is, does he expand or is it some sort of just pressure or push? He isn't putting much aggression on the Pit Lord so far, and this could end up being trouble for Grinchy though, because the Pit Lord is actually going to be reaching level 3 here, I believe, and he already has double claws plus gauntlet, which is definitely kind of scary, just a little scary. And yeah, there we see the level 3, level 2 cleave coming out. Oh no, he actually went for level 2 Howl. I do not really agree with that. I think you definitely want level 2 cleave. I don't know. I feel like the difference between level 1 versus level 2/3 cleave is, or for Howl I mean, is not that huge. I believe level 1 Howl is already 30% damage reduction or something, and then level 2 and 3 go from 30 to 40 and 50. So it's not a huge increase really. Now, the thing is, if he does have enough time where he's just creeping like this, maybe it ends up okay, right? Like he just uses Howl to reduce the damage he takes, and then he gets level 4 anyways, and gets to level 2 cleave off that. Generally, I would still recommend to pick up cleave level 2 instead. And Grinchy is going for an expansion. You can definitely do some plays with just having a better economy than the Pit Lord, but it's definitely risky because of how strong he can get. And we do actually see the Naga and him finally starting to be aggressive with his level 3 Priestess. And it could be okay here, but he's not particularly super strong compared to Mage, because Mage has actually gone double Ancient of War and is starting to pump out archers as well as a few hunts to tank alongside his Pit Lord. And Grinchy won't be able to fight this head on. Like, he might be able to pick off some stuff and then just back off, but the longer this goes, Mage will start being favored, particularly because he's near his base too. But yeah, Grinchy realizes that, gets some damage in, but then decides to back off. It's really just going to be about Grinchy at this point. He just needs to get up his expo and then really start producing, because so far Mage is just essentially mass tier 1 and reliant totally on his heroes to do all of his damage. See a little bit of focus going on the archer, and Grinchy dropping low. Mage's hunt also dropping weak, manages to escape with 2 health, but Grinchy doing a nice job getting to that backline now. Archer's starting to fall, and Naga can be particularly good to help with picking these off with her slow. We do need to see Grinchy likely backing off soon though. He will get one more archer. I think he will have to let that one go and just back off. Looks like he wants to put in a little more damage. And I guess it works out because he does have quite a lot of focus fire still with his Syrian Arrow Priestess here. But he will definitely need to be backing off here now. And his hunt getting blocked by Mage, very nice play. Definitely want to pick up any extra kills you can. And we do in fact see the Mass Dryad play and the expansion starting to get wisps. This won't kill the expansion of Grinchy, but killing any of these wisps is definitely a good play for Mage, because you want to essentially make Grinchy delayed with his expo and have to reproduce those. That's an extra 120 gold he has to spend on the wisps and lost mining time. But yeah, we do see him now having to back off. There's no way he can fight these dryads, especially when... Oh, he actually did go double lore himself. So we might see like a... I'm not sure. He's actually going tier 3 as well. So it should be some sort of bear push, but he is making 2 dryads and getting abolish. I don't think you really need abolish against this sort of lineup from Grinchy, because he's not planning on getting rejuve. He doesn't have treants to abolish. Yeah, dryad getting focused. Nice little micro there from Grinchy. His hunts might drop quite weak and will likely die here, but Grinchy's also getting plenty of return kills. His focus fire with these dryads, Naga Priestess, is definitely quite high. The Pit Lord, however, does reach the backline, but his attack is quite slow when he's getting hit by dryads plus Naga. However, even with his slower attack, level 4 Pit Lord hits quite hard. He did finally get his level 2 cleave now as well. Naga dropping extremely low, did get the TP passed, and gets out. Would be nice to pick off one more. Close, but that lives. And he does go for heal spray. So the goal of this is acid bomb just to have a bunch of extra damage, but heal spray to prolong the fight. When you prolong a fight while you have a Pit Lord cleaving the whole time, oh boy, you gotta watch out for that. Prolonged fights against Pit Lord are definitely not what you want. But I do believe Naga plus the Dryad slow can be pretty nice against Pit Lord. You definitely want to make sure you periodically have them hitting the Pit Lord though, so that he's always slowed. And then of course heal scrolls, which he does pick up, and just, you know, microing back whatever the Pit Lord is near so that he's not hitting too much of your units with splash. Grinchy's mine is saturated now, no counter expo, so it will have to be some sort of push from Mage, and he does have bear training about to finish, so that will help him a lot. But Grinchy, I think Grinchy's in a pretty good spot here. It was looking kind of sketchy, but there just isn't enough bears at this moment. However, it is definitely still a little tough to tell because Pit Lord is extremely scary, even against the Naga Dryads. You see him starting to put in a lot of damage here, like 5 Dryads getting cleaved, Naga dropping low. He does have double heal scroll, we'll have to use one right away. Continues to pull back the Naga, actually staffs it out. So we need to see some focus fire here. Nice focus on the bear. And next should be targeting these dryads so that your own units cannot get slowed. We do see him taking out the archer. It's so awkward because you really have to actually ignore the Pit Lord here, but man, you hate ignoring a Pit Lord and letting him just do what he wants. But yeah, getting rid of Mage's army, definitely key. Because then after his army is gone, and you get all this slow directed to the Pit Lord, and no counter slow to slow your own stuff, that's when you can really shine and just have the Pit Lord basically not doing anything. You're just walking super slow. Yeah, he does have 1/1 upgrades. Definitely want to go more for damage because of how cleave will work against the dryads. Yeah, we see a nice creep jack here. The positioning definitely looks a bit awkward, especially going up on this hill, but he should be able to get some nice focus on these bears, and the golems continue to stun primarily Mage because he's the one with units that aren't magic immune. Pit Lord getting focused now. Alchemist getting stunned, and Mage decides to call it. He just couldn't build up a strong enough army to push Grinchy's expansion. I think for Mage, I would have liked... I think if he was planning to go double lore like that, I would have liked him to not make a second Ancient of War to begin with. But maybe he made the second Ancient of War just because he was afraid of a push. But Grinchy decided to tech instead, get tier 2, get Dryads Naga. And yeah, worked out for Grinchy. And now he is up 1-0. Yeah, Grinchy's composition is actually quite decent against Bitlord with the mass slow from Dryads plus Naga. So it actually kind of worked out for him, especially because he went... Like, he definitely could have done a tier 1 push as well, and that could have been very strong. Less strong because Mage actually did go double Ancient of War. But yeah, with the tier 2 play, getting an Expo, picking up some heal scrolls, getting that damage upgrade on the Dryads, actually quite strong. And just having the Pit Lord constantly slowed. Yeah, you see sometimes every now and then Mage would like re-micro his Pit Lord or like re-target it or whatever, and it was just so slow to move, it ended up not doing much of anything. So that was awkward for him. It was definitely a scary Pit Lord though. Level 4, double claws, gauntlets. But sometimes he can only do so much. He definitely just needed more bears and getting some roar and rejuve off. Well, maybe not so much rejuve because of tons of Dryads on Grinchy's side, but at least roar would be nice. Because even if the Dryads do auto-abolish it, that's a lot of time where they're just spent abolishing instead of actually attacking. And you can always cast Roar again. Okay, game 2, we have Northern Isles. And at the bottom left, we have our yellow Night Elf, ThaGrinchy, looking to do another standard build, I believe, and it looks like he's going to go with the permanent item, the small green camp, as opposed to the orange camp consumable or the riskier orange gold mine. Mage, on the other hand, is going to go for the orange camp consumable. Definitely can have a high reward if you end up getting like greater heal potion. Invuln can also be good at the later stages of the game in particular. Mana potion is definitely a bit sketchy though, same with mana steel, unless you're playing keeper. But I'm assuming we will likely just see Demon Hunter, maybe Priestess. Mage is going for Demon Hunter. And Grinchy also Demon Hunter. Grinchy's Demon Hunter a little bit quicker, just because of the Moonwell being a little delayed from Mage, but it should be fine. Yeah, they are both doing Scout about the same time. And we should likely just see them both creeping to level 3. And then after level 3 is where all the fun begins. They will start competing over the center. They will start competing over the tavern and Naga, unless one of them or both decides to go for Keeper instead for second hero. And the goal at tier 2 is to slow down your opponent's creeping, get your own creeping in the meantime. You can do things like, ooh, I think Grinchy actually denied that last ogre with his Ancient of War. A little misstep there. That might actually be kind of big. I can't remember exactly how close the XP is from this creep route, but yeah, it might actually be quite close. Like but I think it might still be level 3. And we do in fact see the greater mana for Mage, and that's one of the reasons I actually favor Grinchy's creep route, because you get permanent items instead, which can generally always be helping, whereas this greater mana, not so much here. Mage actually heading to his base right here. I don't think it was really necessary, especially because he now has to go back for the item anyways. A bit slow. I think it's better to creep this and this and then heal, and then you go to like your gold mine or maybe the small green if you just want to be faster. Grinchy on the other hand picks up sentry wards. He's already finished 3 camps, so he's actually a camp ahead right now. And Mage is actually looking to be aggressive instead. So he picks up boots, and he wants to do something here, and he very well could if he realizes Grinchy's here at the gold mine, but he's checking the wrong side. He thinks Grinchy might be going to the Tuskars instead. Our purple night elf not really getting done what he would like to with this. However, maybe he'll be able to do more in the base. There are a bunch of wisps exposed. And this demon is definitely very fast, so we will be able to chase any of them down. And he can, with good damage rolls, he can actually 3-hit like that. We do see 1 wisp dropping, the other 2 micro away. And
a player's forces are under attack.
Oh, and yeah, we do see Grinchy getting punished for that deny earlier as well. This creep route is definitely close on XP. You have to make sure you do not deny anything from this camp, because now he's sitting here at 2.9 and no easy way to reach that level 3. Otherwise, this would actually be really good for Grinchy. You could start putting in some 100 mana burns, level 2 mana burns, and that would be huge. But instead, just these weak little 50 mana burns. And we actually see a Dark Ranger pickup. Very interesting choice. I'm not sure what prompted it. I definitely think Naga is better. You can get some value out if you end up getting a bunch of skeletons right away in an initial engagement, but generally Frost Arrow will help you a lot more in the long run, as well as Forked Lightning as opposed to Life Drain or Silence. Yeah, we do see a fight coming out, and this could be Grinchy's chance to do some good things, but he really needs to make sure he's focusing the archers and getting skeletons. He may very well lose his archers as well, especially with the Naga focus fire. Oh, he's actually... okay, he was targeting the Naga. Mage already picked up a staff though, staffs out the Naga. Grinchy definitely did not get as much done there as he would have liked, but he is getting even closer to 3, and I would like to see him snipe at least the item here real quick for level 3. Not to mention the Murlocs are good for extra skeletons. Okay, he is being a little careful with that, so that's good. Oh, Mage gets the kill, I believe, but Grinchy does get the item, the Wand of Illusion, and he did already reach level 3 with the smaller Murlocs, so that'll be very nice for him. Mage, on the other hand, It's a little awkward still being level 2 demon. You definitely do not like being under leveled with your demon compared to the opponent. If they're level 3 and you're level 2, if they're level 5 and you're level 4, any of those type of situations can be extremely rough because that extra amount of mana you get off mana burn is so huge in this matchup. And we do see Grinchy. He has moved his Ancient of War over to this camp already, and we'll get some nice creeping done here. Usually I actually go for this first and then bring the Ancient of War here, but this is also very viable because this camp is definitely the one you really want it on because it's a lot harder. And then you can always bring it back to here or the red after. He might actually lose his AOW though, and he does. He just did not have enough damage to clear this camp fast enough. Didn't switch the aggro either. Mage, on the other hand, did finally reach level 3, looking to take some of the center camps. We might see a high tier item here, but it is just the Belt of Giant Strength, which, okay, I guess that's okay, but it's definitely not, you know, Vampara. Passing the claws over the Dark Ranger. Yeah, Mage sitting a little weak on his DH. I'm not sure if maybe some of his rejuves got purged off this camp, but he is looking to likely go back for Moonwells maybe, or just waiting for the next bear. I think it might be better for him to just start creeping this and have the Naga tank, and then this bear would have a rejuve in his sack, and your next bear coming out would be able to rejuve as well. Grinchy, on the other hand, taking the center, gets an Ankh. Can definitely be okay, particularly because Demon Hunter can oftentimes find himself dropping low quickly in these fights. You definitely prefer to not have the Demon Hunter die, but, you know,
a player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, the Ankh can find some use that way. Some people will definitely just sell it though. They value the gold more so than they value the second life. We do have a lot of mana on these bears, so he could get some rejuves off right now if he wanted to get that extra 250 health on each of these. But it looks like he's just trying to go in right away. He does have level 3 on both heroes already, whereas Mage is still level 1 on his Naga. He just never managed to get enough creeps in, especially after his DH had dropped to red health earlier, and he just didn't have rejuve available. He does need to probably get back out here and fight now. We do see him starting to engage, but now his bears are a little bit in an awkward position. See some focus fire coming out on this bear. Nice staff, however, that is going to bring Grinchy's army quite weak here because he does not have a high bear count compared to Mage, but Mage does have 2 weak bears already. Needs to pass the Ankh over to the DH or the TP over. Decides to just run away and manages to barely escape. He had like 12 health left. Mage's Demon is also dropping extremely weak, does get the TP off, and now the Dark Ranger needs to be careful. Forked Lightning coming out. He does have the Ankh on the Dark Ranger, so he will come back. But yeah, Mage manages to hold, but Grinchy's still sitting strong. He has a bunch of weak bears that he can rejuve here. He has plenty of mana to rejuve, and he has a big bank. He has 1,000 gold and 48 food. Looking to buy some items, probably invuln and 1 heal scroll. I would assume 1 heal scroll at least. We will see what he decides to go for. He's getting his rejuve off. He has a Moonwell coming to break. And continuing to go for upgrades. Or, I shouldn't say continuing. Getting his first upgrades. 1 damage, 1 armor. Mage, on the other hand, it's his upgrades. He has to actually morph first to see his upgrades. But yeah, he did reach level 2 on his Naga. And we do see another fight coming out. Wand of Illusion can be extremely strong here. Mage with a little miss micro is Naga getting out of position. But Fork Lightning coming out. And I believe Mage actually has quite a strong army here. So it's going to become coming down to all the small little micro things they can do. One bear dropping weak for Mage. Grinchy starting to focus it, but a staff does come out. Next bear also dropping weak. Grinchy's Dark Ranger half health, having to back off a little. And Mage's army is definitely falling quickly here. There's a lot of red health bears, and he somehow needs to disengage, but he does not even have rejuves to power up his bears afterwards. And it looks like Grinchy's taking this. He has 4 pretty healthy bears against Mage, who just does not have much left. 2 weak bears in the back who don't even have much mana. And a demon who's just chasing and having to TP out. Ooh, 2 archers getting caught out. I think those were what he had mismicroed here at the start, and then they somehow headed up over here. And yeah, looking at the XP of the Naga, Mage did not end up getting that much experience in that fight. Grinchy, on the other hand, is nearing level 4 on both of his heroes. Just needs like 1 more kill for double level ups. Should see a roar coming out, and then... Oh, we do see a couple bears coming out for Mage. That could help him quite a lot here. But his unit count is still quite low comparatively. And Grinchy should be fine here, especially with the staff available to save anything that does get weak. Mage doing a good job keeping a couple of these bears alive, but just not strong enough army here. And we see the double level 4 coming out, a couple more bears arriving for Grinchy. And we're starting to see all of these bears that Mage saved also getting picked off, and now it's just his heroes left. He might be able to force Grinchy away with some hero focus, but he does still have an invuln that he can turn and fight with. Gets a rejuve off during the invuln. Very nice play. Mage with another nice staff, but now he just has too little. Only his heroes left and a shot. And that is just not enough. He calls the GG, and Grinchy takes the 2-0 over Mage. Yeah, apart from that little misstep at the start with denying a creep, which actually slowed his level 3 as well, Grinchy did good at fighting off the harass from Mage, and then just outproducing, doing some small micro things better. Mage as well, however, did as well micro quite well there. He had a lot of nice staffs, but just not enough rejuve to get his units back in fighting condition. And he ended up getting overwhelmed in the long run. He never really got his Naga leveled up. It took a while before his DH was 3 as well. And yeah, 2-0 for Grinchy. See if he wants a winner interview or not. I think he may go for one. Yeah, he's going to go get his mic. Oh yeah, that's something we can ask him, the Dark Ranger choice. Dark Ranger's particularly good against like a priestess Naga archer push type thing, where you want to counter their archers with a Dark Ranger and skeletons, kind of like how Undead will sometimes get a Dark Ranger second to pressure a mass archer build. But I think in this situation it wasn't really needed. I think Naga would have been better, or Keeper would have been better for Grinchy. So maybe just a stylistic choice for him. Not sure. Yeah, we can ask him, see what his thoughts are on it. But yeah, we have an interview. What up, Grinchy?
Oh, what's good, man?
Okay, so how are you feeling after those games?
Uh, Felt like I could have played a lot better, especially my macro was slipping at like 1500 gold second game, but game one I really adjusted my strat, and from advice from you and also Anar, and so try to just I get that economy advantage, so that felt good on Tidehunters. And then game two, no keeper fast extends. So, and then I misclicked. I pressed R instead of G to get the Dark Ranger.
Okay, so the Dark Ranger was just a misclick. I wasn't sure because I know you have gone Dark Ranger a few times in the past, but yeah.
I was just like, yo, I'm going to get his DH with Cold Arrow. Then I see my Dark Ranger. I'm like, oh, fuck.
I think I've done that once before when I pressed R because that's the same for like Frost Arrow, but I didn't even have the Naga yet, so I just purchased a Dark Ranger, and I was like, wait, what am I doing? Yeah.
Misclicks are funny, man.
Yeah, that the first game. What were you thinking when you saw that he went Tavern build and Pit Lord? Were you worried about it, or?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Because he killed my Scout with, and then I was just like, and then I see his build layout. I was like, okay, tier 1, I'm expecting Potom or Keeper. And then I see him with a level 3 Pit Lord. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. It definitely can be quite strong and scary when he starts getting Cleave leveled up. He did have double claws and gauntlet as well, but your choice of getting like a Naga second as well as just lots of Dryads actually worked out quite decent against the Pit Lord because you just have a lot of slow going on him, and Dryads are quite fast and can just kind of kite around. So that worked out well for you. Is there anything you would have done differently that game, or did you like your position? You're getting your Expo up, getting the Mass Dryads.
Should have moved my AOW to the Expo. And then need to make sure I get my shop on time, because he had staff before me and that he kind of overwhelmed me. And other than that, just engaging in fights, being more confident instead of being so passive. But that's things I got to work on, man.
And then the second game, it started out a little rough when you denied one of your creeps from the first camp. I don't know. I'm sure you noticed, but it also ended up with after you finished the level 3 creep route, you were actually not level 3 because of that too. So that was definitely awkward, but you ended up managing to stick in there. Yeah, so were you worried at points in that game, or did you feel pretty confident against what Mage was doing?
Pretty worried once I got Dark Ranger. I was contemplating if I was gonna still go Bears or maybe go mass range and MGs, but I was like, man, let's stick with the fucking Bears, man.
Yeah.
So, and once I won that engagement, I think we fought near his base, and I got a few skellies off when he tried to creep jack me, and I picked up the Wand of Illusion. So that's when my confidence started to just grow exponentially, and I was like, okay, I think I got this, I think I got this.
Yeah. And you also definitely got your Dark Ranger leveled up pretty quickly. You ended up being level 3-3 against his 3-1, I believe, when you ended up going back for a fight later. So that definitely helps a lot, even if it's with a Dark Ranger as opposed to a Naga or a Keeper. It's still good. But yeah, any other thoughts on the games? I know you have another match later as well, I believe, for like GNL. So yeah.
I just want to give props to Mage, joining Washed Up League. I know I haven't seen him a lot, and I know like if it's your first time, it's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, and so I want to tell Mage to just keep grinding, and you'll be a lot more relaxed, as the games go on. And yeah, I added him as a friend on BNet, so we'll be getting some scrimmages in the show. And yeah, my next match might be pretty soon. I gotta hit him up. kind of feel warmed up. So I'm going against E-Worm and Undead. So we'll see. We'll see, man.
And then any shout outs? You want to plug the Pantheon or anything?
Shit, man. You know, I want to shout out Fountain of Manor. You know, Jedi, Seek, Eugene, you know, you guys really helped me get better, and with your advice and everything. And yeah, shout out to GNL and Washed League. You know, Sheer, Soul Glider.
All right. Well, thanks for the games. You showed strong there. You got the 2-0. I believe you're sitting 2-1 in your group now, with a loss against Endo Zero, but a couple wins against Mage and can't remember the other person you faced already.
Burrow Rush.
Oh yeah,
fellow
Burrow.
clanmate. Oh yeah, shout out to Burrow too.
Rush.
Shout out to Burrow Rush. My bad, Burrow Rush, if you're listening, man.
Oh yeah, Wantu was casting that one. Now I remember it. But yeah. And then good luck in your future matches.
Thanks, man. You too. Everyone out here, keep grinding, keep striving out here, man. This game is tough.
Okay. Well, see ya.